Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. I have a question for you. Imagine you're walking to work and you pass two coffee shops. Both of them have lattes. Both of them use the same organic beans. But for some reason, you have one that you stop at every single day and the other one you can't even remember the name of. Why is that? Well, today we're going to be talking about what makes one brand stick in your mind and not the other. And spoiler alert, it's not the foam art.
I know exactly what you mean. I think we've all been there.
So I want to dive into a little bit of a marketing 101 here, and I want to start with the concept of USP, unique selling proposition. I want to ask you, first of all, what do you think are the three most important criteria for a USP to be effective?
Well, to be considered a true USP, I think a claim has to be, one, very clearly communicated so that the customer knows exactly what benefit they're getting.
Clarity is so key.
And then it has to be different from the competition. So that could be a feature, a performance aspect, a use case that only that brand offers. And also, it has to be something that addresses a real need or solves a problem for the customer so that they actually care.
So between a readily apparent USP and one that operates on a more subliminal level, what are the distinguishing characteristics of each?
An obvious one would be a feature that's tangible. So a specific ingredient, a price point, or a convenience factor. Things that can be stated in an ad or on the package.
So more of a surface level differentiator.
Whereas a deeper USP would be more about the emotional or psychological benefits or the cultural values that the brand embodies or the self-image that the customer is able to project by using the product. So it's not something that's stated, it's something that's felt. And it's usually consistent over time.
So is there a definitive way to tell whether a brand's USP is operating at the surface level versus operating at a deeper level?
If the USP is something that can be copied easily by a competitor, especially when it's a feature or a performance claim, then it's usually a surface one. Whereas a deeper one is one that the brand owns and is synonymous with, so much so that even if the feature was replicated, it wouldn't be the same.
So one is more fleeting than the other.
Exactly. A surface one will often change with the market, whereas a deeper one will be consistent. It will define the brand. So while a surface one may get the customer to try the product, a deep one is what creates the lasting loyalty and the connection.
So we're going to dive into the second part of our conversation, and I'd love to explore with you the captivating world of deep USPS. Can you share a few examples that have left a lasting impression and explain how they achieved their impact?
Sure. Well, one of my favorite examples is the one about the water with the 27 layers of purification. I don't even remember the name of the water, but I remember that 27 layers of purification. And I remember thinking, wow, that is clean.
So memorable.
Same with the chocolate that melts in your mouth. It creates a sensation. Or the coffee that's so strong, they dare you to try and not get a kick out of it. Or the one about the carpet that you can throw in the wash. Or the leather goods that are guaranteed for a century. Or the eyewear that lets you try before you buy. All of them took a mundane product and made it extraordinary and created an association in our mind.
So what happens when a brand manages to nail a deep USP? What are the tangible benefits for the company and the customers?
So when a brand has a strong USP, people instantly know what sets it apart. So it cuts through the noise and it creates a bond between the customer and the brand. So people are more likely to choose that brand again and recommend it to their friends.
So in a sense, it becomes the brand's calling card.
Exactly. It also guides the company's decisions about what products to make, how to talk to customers, and even where to sell. It allows them to charge a premium, to own a certain part of the market, and to create a distinctive personality.
So when it comes to crafting a deep USP, are there any guiding principles that are absolutely non-negotiable?
What I've seen is that the most successful ones, they have tapped into a real pain point or a real desire of the customer. They have found a way to articulate a distinctive value that is not only different from the competition, but is also backed up by the entire experience that the brand delivers. It becomes the North Star for everything that the company does.
So we're going to be now moving into third part of our exploration, where we're going to be diving into the methodology of how to find a brand's deep USP. What are the 3 key steps that are involved in that process?
So the first one is to conduct a comprehensive internal audit. So that's where you're listing out all of the features, advantages, and benefits of your product using the FAB model, and also getting to the bottom of what makes your brand truly distinct.
So the first step is all about getting to know yourself.
Precisely. And then the second step is to get inside the head of your customer. So conducting interviews, creating buyer personas, and also analyzing your top competitors to find out what their USPs are and where the gaps are in the market. And then finally, taking all of that information and crafting a USP statement that is focused, testable, and can be used to guide all of your brand decisions.
What are the common pitfalls that brands should be looking out for when they're in the process of defining their deep USP?
Brands should be careful not to get too caught up in their own features without considering what the customer truly values, and also making sure that their USP isn't too broad or tries to appeal to too many audiences, because then it loses its impact.
So keep it focused and relevant.
Exactly. A strong USP should be focused on a single benefit and be communicated in a clear and simple way, and backed up by the entire brand experience, including product development and customer interactions.
So if a brand goes through the process of finding its deep USP, what kinds of outcomes can they expect?
If done correctly, a deep USP will provide a brand with a succinct and powerful message that sets it apart in the market and creates a lasting impression in the minds of customers, which can then be used to inform all aspects of the brand's strategy.
So we have gone over the importance of a deep USP and how to create one and why it matters for your brand. So I encourage all of you to take a closer look at your own businesses or the brands that you love and start thinking about what makes them truly one of a kind.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to learn more about creating a standout brand, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.